I am Vibhor Gupta, an AWS and Microsoft Azure certified cloud professional. I am a passionate cloud solutions architect and services advisor. Today in this video, we are going to host a static website on Amazon S3 and also connect it to our domain. So let's get started. S3 or Simple Storage Service is an object storage service that offers industry-leading scalability, data availability, security, and performance. We store objects in buckets in Amazon S3. In Amazon S3, you can simply organize your data to meet your specific business requirements. Amazon S3 is designed for 99.999999999%, that is 11 nines of data durability. S3 automatically creates and stores copy of your object across multiple systems. This means your data is available when needed and protected against failures, errors, and threats. If you want to read more about Amazon S3, then you can refer to AWS documentation over here. I have added the link to the description. Now let's move to the free tier. We can configure our website free for 1 year on Amazon S3, as upon sign up, AWS offer new customer with 5 GB of Amazon S3 storage in standard storage class, and that is free for 12 months. Other benefits that we get is we get 20,000 GET requests, 2,000 put, copy, post or list requests, and 50 GB of data transfer out each month for 1 year. If this is your personal site and you don't have much traffic, then it won't cost you any money. Let's log into AWS console and create our first bucket. If you already have a domain name, then we need to create this bucket with the same name. Else you can go ahead and purchase a domain of your choice via any domain service provider like GoDaddy, Bluehost or AWS, as it is also a domain service provider. Let's go to S3 now. So either we can go it from all services menu over here, or we can directly search it in the search option. So right now we do not have any bucket and our dashboard looks something like this. Now we click on create bucket. Now if you have a domain name registered, then you can enter that over here, or you can write down something else like my AWS bucket or my first bucket. I have registered a domain and I will enter that. The region that I will select is US East Northern Virginia. Now, since this is our website and we want to make it public such that anyone from the internet can access our website, so we will uncheck block all public access. Now, as we are making the content of this website or this bucket public, so AWS wants us to acknowledge that. It is a good practice to enable versioning. It will protect us from accidental deletes and also keep the older version of the file in the system. This helps to roll back to the previous version if we are not happy with the latest version or there are some issues. Just remember one thing. If we have enabled the versioning once, then we cannot disable it. We can suspend it, but we cannot disable it. Let's move down and also enable encryption. We have two options: encryption offered by S3 service and encryption offered by KMS service. For this example, we will use encryption offered by S3 service. Click on create bucket. Before proceeding further, please subscribe to my channel and enable all notifications, as it will notify you whenever I am creating new and useful content on the cloud and also motivate me to create it more often. Let's click on our bucket. Now this is our bucket. Right now we do not have any object. Now to enable static website, we need to go to properties and scroll down to static website hosting and enable it. Host a static website, and then it will ask for documents. So there are two documents. The first one is the default page that will open when we will open our website. And if there is a wrong URL, then it will open this page. It's error.html. Let's click on Save Changes. If we will scroll down, then we will see that a endpoint or a URL is created by Amazon S3. This URL can be used to open our website. We will use it later in the video. Let's go back and upload objects. So click on upload and then we have to add files. Now we have uploaded two pages over here, index.html and error.html, and we have one image which is available in a folder. So we will add that folder. Now all the files are present and then we will click on upload. It will take some time to upload all these files. So let's wait for that. Now our content is uploaded on the S3 bucket. So let's try opening the website from the properties. So let's go to properties and then click on the link and open link in new tab. So if you will see, we get an access denied error as this bucket is still not public. We have two options to make this bucket public. The first option is that we go back to our objects and we make them public. Select actions and then we make them public. This will add ACL to these objects. And another option that we have is go to permission and then add a bucket policy. Since we have to make our entire website public, so we will add a bucket policy. To add a bucket policy, we need to search for the bucket policy. Go to Google and search for bucket policy and you will get some examples from Amazon S3. So over here, if you will see, then we have a read-only permission for anonymous user bucket policy. So we will copy this policy and paste it in our bucket policy. I have attached this link in the description of the video. Go back to the console and then click on edit and then paste this policy. Now if you see, the ARN is doc example bucket, so we have to change it to with our website. So just click on the ARN, copy it and paste it here. And that is it. Click on save changes. And now if you see, we get this publicly accessible. So that means our website or our S3 bucket is public. Let's go back to our link and refresh it. So it has taken some time, but if you see now, our website has come up. So it has a heading, some text and my image. Now the next step, we have created our bucket and we have created a static website. Now we have to link our custom domain to this website. For this, we will go to Route 53. Search for Route 53 service. And then click on the hosted zone. So I have created the hosted zone basically. So in the hosted zone, I have added all these records in my domain name. Now I have to create a record over here to add my bucket. Since we have to configure the main website over here, we will not choose it as subdomain. We will click it as a record and alias. In the endpoint, we will choose S3 website endpoint. Then we will choose region as North Virginia and then we will choose our S3 bucket. Then click on create record. So now this website vibhorgupta.net is connected to our S3 endpoint. Let's go and check if our website is working or not. Enter the domain name that we have already configured, and if you see, our website is working perfect. Now the next thing that we have to discuss is versioning. Let's go back to S3 bucket. Now to understand S3 versioning, we will click on our bucket and we will delete the object from here. click on the folder, and then we will delete this image. So it asks for confirmation. We click on the confirmation. And if you see, the object has been deleted. Now let me go back to my website and see the status. If you see, now my image is not loading because the image is accidentally deleted. Now let us see how to roll back. If we will go back to our bucket and we will click on show versions, then if you see, a delete marker is added over our image. So the actual image is not deleted and just a delete marker is added. So we'll click this delete marker and delete it. This will ask to write permanently delete because this time we are permanently deleting the marker and it cannot be restored. Perfect. Now if we will go back to our website and we will see, just refresh it again. So it is taking some time to load. So now it has loaded. So basically the image has come back. We have rolled back to the previous version. In the same way, if we have to add another version, a new document is added with the new version ID. One thing we need to remember here is that suppose our object is of 5 GB and when we add another version of the object, then our total storage has increased from 5 GB to 10 GB because we are storing two versions. So for this, we need to add a lifecycle policy and either move previous version into a cheaper storage mode like infrequently accessed or S3 Glacier, or we could also delete previous version after 30 days. In our scenario, we will create a lifecycle policy to delete previous version after 30 days, and that's long enough to decide whether we want to roll back or not. So let's go back to our bucket, click on management, and then click on create lifecycle rule. Let's name it as delete previous version. This rule applies to all objects in this bucket. So acknowledge it, and then there are different options. So one of the options that we were talking about is transition. So it will ask us to transition to different tier, but we are not going to use that, and we are going to permanently delete previous version after 30 days. And then we will click on create rule. So now we have created everything for this video. In this video, we have created a S3 bucket, make it publicly accessible for anonymous or unknown users, connected it to a website, custom domain, configured versioning to protect from accidental changes, and also created a lifecycle policy to delete previous version. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching my video.